What's up, everybody? Welcome to Monday Mandalorian. Got myself, Tuner's Edge, and my co-host at Scooby Snacks.
Hey, guys.
So, if you guys don't know, Mondays we decided to make it a Monday Mandalorian Day. So we basically, as it states, is we are going to talk about the Mandalorian episode that premiered on Friday. Wait till Monday to give you guys a chance to see it over the weekend. FYI, there are spoilers ahead. So if you've not seen it and you want to watch this later, you can catch this on YouTube later on this week. So, I guess to get into it. So, the Mandalorian episode on Friday was Chapter 14, the tragedy, blah.
Blah.
The tragedy.
Tragedy.
It was a really, really intense episode. Me personally, I felt like it definitely could have been more information. But overall, it was still really,
more
really
of a
good. I don't
backstory?
think it was like there was a lot of hidden stuff in there, but I just felt like it was like one scene. There was nothing really going on. It was just like it's one thing, you know.
But it was such an important
I know it was very
piece
vital and
of the
important.
puzzle
Mhm.
for like future episodes, and then it kind of, takes everything from the first season and brings it to light of like, oh, it's like your, thing box goes, oh, this is why in season 1 we saw snippets of this or snippets of that, or we heard conversations about this or conversations about that. So I was excited to see Boba Fett back in action.
Yep.
Very excited to see that.
So, they get to the Seeing Stone. He's there.
Yep. Puts Gogru on it.
Yep. Grogu's sitting on the Seeing
His
Stone.
little
Baby
butterflies
Yoda.
show up.
He's like meditating. Energy's
Mhm.
coming off. The Force is coming off the Seeing Stone. And then basically some people show up, and it's Boba Fett and what's her name? I can't remember her name
Din.
right now. Din is his name. What is her name? Was it Din?
Din.
Yeah, it was Din.
Yeah, Din.
I thought Din was.
No.
No,
Legendary?
Din is Mandalorian.
No.
Pretty positive.
Fennec.
Is it Fennec?
Fennec.
Yeah.
Fennec.
Fennec. Yeah. So Fennec was a sniper that got downed,
She was supposedly dead.
and yeah. And that was I don't know if you guys remember. That was like early on episode where, you saw the boot come
Yeah.
in, and everyone was like, "Whoa,
Whoa, who is that?
whose boot is that? Yeah, who just walked?
I
up on
called
her?"
it.
Yeah, and she called it early on. Said, "I bet that's Boba Fett."
Boba Fett
And
coming in.
sure enough, this episode confirmed that it was. She was left to dead 'cause she was obviously dying, and then
Mhm.
he saved her.
Yep.
And basically makes her a half droid, right? So she's like half robot.
Yes,
half
she's like
human.
indebted to him now.
Yeah. So forever in debt to Boba Fett
For
on
saving
that,
her.
For saving her life. So, but she's a marksman sniper. So it's pretty cool.
But they thought that he had died too, or
Right.
that he was lost.
Yeah, they didn't know, and I thought when they found when Din Mandalorian found
The armor.
the
I was like,
armor,
oh no.
I was like, oh, he's dead, no way. But come to find out, he actually wasn't, and so it was really, really cool to see that. I
It
kind of
definitely
love
was intimidating looking, like his face and everything.
yeah, and I love the fact that they tied together the armor to like the super early on scenes whenever they had like it ties in the timeline because there's super early on scenes in the Star Wars movies where you see Boba Fett walk by in the background and you're like, whoa. And then like when you tie them all together, you're like, this timeline doesn't make any sense.
Right. And then
And
you
then
find out it's
so-
his dad.
Yeah, you find out it's his dad. His dad passed the armor down. It's a full legacy. Goes all the way back to the foundlings of the Mandalorian stuff. And so it's super, super cool. And somebody actually on Reddit took the time and deciphered it.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of a broken English message, but it's deciphered to English as best as they could. And it was cool because you got to see Boba Fett in action. they basically some stormtroopers roll in.
Yeah.
And they all get in a fight.
Two
squads. And they're fighting. Boba Fett starts off without his armor because he doesn't have his armor because it's inside the Razor Crest.
Yep.
And so he's trying to get his armor back, in exchange.
But you noticed, like, before they started the fight, when it's the face-off between Mando and Boba Fett, and they're like, put your weapons down. You know, she puts her weapons down. He takes off his, like, it was so weird the way the camera focused on him taking off the jetpack.
Yeah, and he sets it down on that rock.
It was purposeful, you know? Like, you see him take it off, and they focus in solely on him laying it up against the rock. Jetpack, and you're like, something's going to happen either to this, yep, or where he's going to need it, or there's a reason why they're focusing so much attention on the fact that there's this jetpack right there.
And it kind of makes you wonder, like, is that on purpose? Like, what happened to the jetpack? Because it doesn't show him picking it up again, right?
No,
like,
it doesn't. I didn't see him picking it up.
I don't remember seeing him pick it up. I think I went back and watched it, and I didn't see him pick it up again. And it just kind of makes you wonder, like, why show that, you know?
Why focus so much attention on it?
Right.
No, but it was cool seeing it in action. Like, as soon as Boba Fett obviously gets his armor back, he just comes out guns blazing, you know, yep, just boom, 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 one here, one there, just picking them off, and then they finally retreat. Meanwhile, Gogru is on the sacred stone, and he's meditating, and you see just this energy around him. And I'm thinking, like, is there a Jedi that is listening in on, like, picking up the signal? Right. Which Jedi is it going to be? Are we going to find out in a later episode? Are they going to save it for next season? To where there was some evidence of communication with another Jedi.
And it's like, yeah.
Because there's only one or two more episodes left in this season, and then they're done. And I just, like, it's going to end in a cliffhanger. It does every single time.
Yeah.
I'm not looking forward to it because then I'll be agonizing for months and months waiting for the new season to come out. But it was, I guess, towards the end, like, after the fight scene and everything, we finally seen the Shadow Troopers. Like, we see these droid troopers come out from the ship that Moff Gideon is in.
Right.
Which is another.
And they're like, and so you see that, and there's like, it didn't click till the last episode, not this one, but the one before, that they were doing clones. At least for me, it didn't. Yeah. And then when they showed that scene,
that's why they were using Gogru.
Like, oh. And then so you initially think, oh no. Like, those are going to be the Dark Troopers, you know. I was like, could those be the Dark Troopers? And sure enough, this episode, right?
This episode, they show up.
Yeah, they show up. And they also blew up the Razor Crest.
Rip
which is like, oh,
the Razor Crest.
It's just like, it's gone. Like, but to be honest, how many times did I say during this series is like, he just needs a new ship. Like,
I thought it was done for after the spider scene.
Yeah, the spider
when that giant spider landed on it, I thought it was like, okay, this is it, dude. Like, it's on its last leg. He's gonna get a new one. We were all anticipating he's gonna get a new ship somehow. He's gonna buy a new ship, and I thought that once he got to where Bo-Katan was, that he was going to. I thought he was going to take one of the Imperial ships. I thought he was going to take a different ship from somewhere else, but no, he kept the Razor Crest, and now obviously it's in tiny itty bitty little pieces.
Yeah.
Which it does. I don't think it's gonna bounce back after this one. People are hopeful, but I really don't see how charred ruins are gonna bounce back into the Razor Crest. I don't see it happening.
Yeah,
guys. I think that's kind of where we're like,
well,
maybe the jetpack is still there, and he's gonna use that at least to travel somewhere on that particular planet to see if he can find something else. Is Boba Fett going to help him through this as well?
Yeah, I wonder if he's gonna go, like, find a way to get back, probably ride with Boba Fett now, to go back to that planet where he was at initially, to get another ship from there, and just because they're good on him for credit, you know. Well, actually, at the end of it, they did show up there, and he was asking for information on that prisoner, remember? Mm-hmm. He asked for information on a prisoner, and then she was like, I don't break the rules, you know how
so he obviously got on the planet.
I'm not gonna break the rules, but then he finishes it off with, well, they have the child. Yeah.
That's where things change, because she has an emotional attachment to the child as well, even though she doesn't want to act. She acts like she doesn't.
Yeah, and that also hints at that she's going to be in the next episode. Like,
of course, she's a badass. We want her to be in the next episode,
and she's here to stay. And so what? There's 2 more episodes.
I think
left
there's
in the
1 or
season?
2. Yeah, I think there's 1 or 2.
So it's gonna be interesting, and top it off, like they ended it with the Dark Troopers driving in, very Iron Man stylish.
Very Iron Man, which it pays tribute to Iron Man.
Director, right? He's like
John was in the movie Iron Man.
Yeah, he's one of the directors for Iron Man.
So it's kind of like right there, the parallels. But seeing Moff Gideon with the Darksaber.
Oh yeah,
and the whole backstory behind the Darksaber and where it came from and what it stands for the Mandalorians, and why in the episode prior to, or 2 episodes prior, Bo-Katan was wondering where the Darksaber was.
Yeah.
She's looking for it.
She asked that pilot, she's like, where's it at?
Where is it at? And he goes, you already know.
And then kills himself, yeah.
It's like, damn.
Pops that acid pill and done.
And a lot of people obviously didn't know the backstory behind the Darksaber and why, she wants it so bad. And it's because it's such a symbol of Mandalorian freedom, and it was created by, was it Tari Vizsla?
Yeah, I think that's how you say it. I am the worst person at trying to pronounce it.
Hey, I'm getting pretty bad at this too.
I'm
getting pretty bad at it too.
You can ask anyone who watches my streams. I slur a lot of words. But yeah, I mean it's super cool, and it's basically
it's Vizsla.
Vizsla.
Yeah, okay. It was created by Tar Vizsla. He was the only Mandalorian Jedi, and it's a special artifact within their culture because to the Mandalorians it didn't conform to their old ways. It kind of was a new generation, new scene, a new way of dealing with things. It was the norm then, it was the norm. And it was passed down from one leader to the next, and the last person that got it was Bo-Katan, making her the leader, in a sense, of the Mandalorians. So that's why she wants it back. So do we even remember how Moff Gideon got a hold of it? He got a hold of it last season.
There was no show. There was no
at the very
shot.
End.
Yeah, there was nothing showing how he got it.
But he had it.
There was a scene where they came back and the whole Mandalorian tribe, whatever it was that was there on that planet, was wiped out, and all what was left was all the armor. It was just piled up. Remember?
Yeah.
And then they end up fighting all the stormtroopers that come in, including the dark ones. From that awesome helmet there.
Shadow Troopers.
The Shadow Troopers. So they fight the Shadow Troopers and stuff. And then he shows up there. And then it shows him in his plane, right? And he's attacking them.
Right.
And when he crashes, because Mando shoots him down, he crashes and he uses it to get out.
Yeah.
And that's the first time you see it in his hands. And you're like,
what is that?
Where did he get that? And you're like,
yeah.
And it's like anybody that knows the lore of it is like, they know that's the
symbol of a leader.
That's anybody who wields the Darksaber is the leader, the ruler of all the Mandalorians.
Yep.
And so then it's like, oh no, he's got the Darksaber. And so it's like, it's crazy. But just so you know, that is not a spoiler, because that's from a long time ago. I think that's last season when they first
mentioned it was, I think it was the end. Because then we're like, wait a minute, Moff Gideon, what? Yeah. What are you doing here? How did you get it? Because the saber was held by Maul. You know what I mean? It was passed down by so many of those great dark leaders. How did he end up with it? And he kind of cracks a joke about it, too. He shows it to the child. And he's like, this is too much for you, in a sense. You might shoot your eye out. And it kind of goes back to the 1977 clip of Luke Skywalker holding the lightsaber and he's staring down, and you're thinking it'll shoot your eye out.
Yeah. And then all the movies
all the memes and stuff,
like the Christmas movie where it's like you got the BB gun, you might shoot your eye out, the infamous leg lamp in that movie as well. But yeah, I mean that's
it was like the Darksaber was introduced in Clone Wars.
Yeah.
Originally. And it remains the only black lightsaber in Star Wars canon.
Yes. It's the only one in existence.
Yeah.
Because it's not red or blue.
No.
So, but yeah, I mean it's wild. It actually left so many questions on the table. It's like, what's gonna happen next? All you do know is that he just went back and he rallied up troops, and he's gonna go back and he's gonna get Grogu.
I hope so. And then we don't know what's gonna happen to Grogu.
Yeah.
Because he's obviously in Moff Gideon's possession now. They're going to alert the scientist. They're going to try to extract more of the energy that he has, the Force, to put into those troopers.
Yeah.
Into those clones. It's kind of scary, like. What's going to happen to Grogu?
Because they ran out of specimens before. Those specimens they got from him initially. And now they want
So
more.
now they want to have stormtroopers with, like, Jedi-like powers? That's creepy. I
mean, think of the outcome of that. If that happens. That'd be insane. You need all the Jedis need to come back. All the Jedis that are hiding out there in the universe.
Because I know that Ahsoka Tano said that there weren't many of them left.
Yeah, but do you remember the one episode where Luke dies, where it shows that kid? That kid that's in that casino that's clean, and he's a Jedi.
Yeah.
And he was like 8 years old or something, 7 years old. He's a Jedi. He had the powers to be able to move things. He called the broom to him. Like he did all this stuff on his own. He was just a natural.
So we're kind of
Jedi.
wondering at this point. So Grogu was in hiding for so long. How many other Jedis are in hiding? How many other Jedis maybe that weren't properly trained? Because Grogu seeing the Darksaber, it like piqued his interest. You could tell he was like, "Whoa! I remember this from my training. I remember what a lightsaber is."
Yes.
But the fact that he is so, like, I guess I would say he was traumatized, so he's seen the bad. He's seen the dark side. Is he going to go more dark? Is Grogu going to go towards the dark side now? Because he's around Moff Gideon and he's around that dark energy. Because that's everybody's fear.
Well,
he's so strong.
That's what she was saying.
Ahsoka Tano was saying that.
She didn't want him to have to make that decision because she's seen that in the past, and she doesn't want the same thing.
She saw that with Anakin.
Yep, with Anakin.
And she was very close to Anakin. They were like best buddies, guys. And just seeing him go towards the dark side, it broke her heart.
Yeah, but Friday comes the next episode.
I know, I'm excited. I can't wait for Friday.
It's just like
I want the week to just go.
It's just go. Yeah, it's crazy because it gets to the point where it's like, man, it's like, what's gonna happen next? What's the next thing?
Yeah.
It just leaves you in this cliffhanger every episode. Brings up more questions, and you just want to find out more.
You want to read more into it too. Read more about the history of where all this is coming from.
Right. Well, I mean, I guess we'll find out and see what happens, right?
Yeah. And we have some exciting news. It's in the works, but the ball is rolling. I have some really cool designs thanks to Tuner helping me out for merchandise.
Yep.
So I got some t-shirts that are going to be coming up. I'm going to try to get a sweatshirt. We're trying to figure out companies to go with as far as who's going to create the t-shirts and the hoodies and the pants and all that stuff, just because I want my logos in a certain spot. I don't want them all in the middle all the time. I want to do something that's going to be on the shoulder or something that's going to go down the leg. Also, even on the top of the hoodie, be kind of cool. But it is something that we are working on right now, is getting our merch up. We're probably going to do some type of, I guess we could do like a dual store where we sell both of our merch on the same store.
Yeah.
Like Drinks with the Martins, and we have individual stores plus our own stuff too.
Yeah, I know that we're looking into moving stores, so I'm moving my store as well. But we'll when we get all that set up, we'll post links of everything on our social medias.
But it's in the works, guys. We're getting it going.
In the works.
We're excited.
Also, we need 77 more followers for the next giveaway. If you guys follow us over on twitch.tv/drinkswiththemartins, at 200 followers on that channel, we will do another giveaway, probably merchandise or something like
something
that.
Big, though.
And then I think we're even talking about doing like a Steam gift card.
Yep.
So if you guys are wanting to get some Steam gift cards for Christmas, let's get those followers in. We might do one anyway just for Christmas, just to do it. But yeah.
Facial recognition for bears.
Yeah, that's what we had before.
Bears, Battlestar Galactica.
Oh, I never changed that, did I? That was on Monday.
That was on last Monday. Beats,
but yeah.
Bears, Battlestar Galactica. Love me some Office. Dwight Schrute is one of my favorites.
Well, everybody, appreciate you guys for stopping by and hanging out.
I'm going to try to get some streams in this week.
Yeah.
I got some traveling to do tomorrow, and then I'll be back for the week. And maybe I'll do another like Monday, Friday, or not Monday, Friday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday gig. So I'll be streaming. I'm trying to stream before Tuner goes on.
I was supposed to stream tonight, but my mom showed up, so I'm going to spend some time with her, and so I'm not streaming tonight.
We're going to do some family time.
I'll be on tomorrow about 8 o'clock, I think, is the time I'll get started.
You can't do that.
Yes, I can.
Because that's when I go.
You can go live at 8 too.
That's not fair to our followers.
We can both stream at the same time.
No, because they can't follow both of us. They can't watch both of us.
They could.
My streams are more entertaining.
Two
I actually talk in my streams. To myself, but I do talk.
I talk in my streams. I talk to my teammates.
Oh, see, that's not fair. You have people that you hang out with. I always go solo. I guess because I can hang by myself.
That's true.
But I can hold my own.
But I play a game. I have to play it with teammates. Otherwise, I just don't play.
You would just die all the time.
So, it was just not fun.
You'd probably die all the time.
No, I've gotten a couple wins. Solo.
Oh, no.
So, actually, like two wins.
2 wins.
Out of like 700 games.
But that's good.
So, I don't think it's that many games.
Sure.
I think it's like 150, but whatever.
Okay.
Still a lot. But it's 2 wins.
Mm-hmm. Better than none. Better than none.
So, awesome. Well, thanks guys for hanging out. We will see y'all on Thursday. I'll confirm with Ian, make sure he's going to be here. Hopefully we'll have him on Thursday. We'll do a drink recipe.
Yep.
Live right here on twitch.tv/drinkswiththemartins. Thanks guys. Have a good one.
Bye guys.